Oh, we are live. This is the Love Gurus podcast. How you guys feeling tonight?
Oh, well, I mean, glad to not be out in the horrible cold rain.
Dude, the rain sucks. Time for the intro song.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice. Man, my timing is shit on that one.
If you find out your girlfriend accidentally banged your dad.
This music, it puts me right at home, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love accidentally banged them.
Right. This is written by her attorney. Your Honor, she slipped. She fell.
Takes me right back to driving
A few
down
times,
empty
actually.
roads.
Just ask the love gurus
That's us.
to tell you what to do.
We will.
Listen to the love gurus or your life is screwed.
Pretty sick intro song.
Oh, that's right. You heard the man. This is the Love Gurus podcast. We are taking ridiculous dating questions. Now let's go around again. Let's actually just introduce our guests real quick. Two amazing returning guests tonight. Two hilarious stand-up comics. First up, always love having them here. Even though you haven't been here, neither one of you guys have since it's been the new place. But first up, Herbie Gill. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh man, thank you for having me. This is fun.
Absolutely, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Herbie Gill on everything. You can find me on website herbiegill.com. At Herbie Gill on Instagram, Twitter, Black Planet, Friendster, LinkedIn, whatever.
Nice.
Find me.
Find him, people. He's hilarious. See him live. Oh, Tyler on YouTube says, welcome, everybody. And good evening, y'all, says Joel on YouTube. Hello, Tyler and Joel.
Yeah, hey, guys.
And
Hello.
hello to our second guest, another returning guest, another hilarious stand-up comic, Mr. Justin Auslaender. Thank you for being back on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me at Justin Outlander and at Two Dry Guys, the podcast, on all your podcasts.
Nice. Two dry guys. Check it out. Dry guys, you said?
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's just dry humor-based, mundane stuff.
Dry.
We drink heavily on the podcast.
I was gonna say, I think
No.
it's if I remember
it's a bit
correctly,
of a
you guys
misnomer.
do drink some whiskey on the pod. So
For how many
know.
times I offered you wine, I was like, dude, I should fucking make mental notes of who's like trying desperately not to drink because of like life debilitating choices they made.
Oh,
while drunk, you
wine
know?
just doesn't hit hard enough.
No, I know.
that was a
Yeah,
problem.
spoken like a true drunk. Absolutely.
Like, why am I drinking so much for so little?
What is this, an
yeah.
aperitif?
What am I supposed to do? Be sober at this baby shower? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is like a kid's drink.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But yeah, I mean, speaking of people who've made bad life decisions, I would say most everyone who's written a question in for this episode, and as we have said, if there were a theme for this episode, I would say that it's love triangles. In some way, shape, or form, each of these questions has a love triangle that we need to crack. We need to rip away the hypotenuse.
Yeah,
whatever.
dude. Hippopotamuses are the most dangerous fucking animal on the planet. Let's
Yeah, I
rip them
know.
away. That's what I say.
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotami.
Hippopotamus.
Just said
So
hippopotamus.
I have no idea.
that I did. What didn't I say? What did I say?
I have no idea.
I thought I said
Honestly, I wasn't
hypotenuse.
listening.
Wait, I was
No, you
thinking.
didn't say
Dude, I
Hippopotamus.
straight up thought that was a
you were
hippopotamus.
talking about a triangle. And
Yeah,
you
the
brought
long
it
side of a
hypotenuse.
triangle.
That's what
Suzanne Lee Shepherd, the
It's
place to go for
it's-
Matthew.
Yeah,
There we go.
It's the
Yeah.
longest side of a triangle.
Oh,
The hypotenuse.
You learn something new that you forgot every day.
I know
Wait.
nothing about math, but I kind of look like a
and
hippo now that I'm
hypotenuse
gaining
is
weight.
different than hypothesis,
Ah.
which is still different from a hippopotamus.
I mean, they're
You
cousins.
You don't
they
remember
came
that
from the
song,
same hominid.
Jake? You don't remember that song in kindergarten? The hippopotamus and hypotenuse.
Nah.
And
I don't remember this. I only remember the game Hungry Hungry Hippo, and I like it
I
because
have
it
that
was
game.
like,
It's pretty sick.
Teaching you hypotenuse when you're in
and still
kindergarten.
different
Damn.
than the hippocampus.
yeah. She was on her
Wow.
way to be Doogie Howser, but then she started drinking at like 10 years old.
Now she's got to be house.
Yeah.
Hypotenuse. Yeah. But yeah, I think unless we have, I think we should just crack on with our first question.
Absolutely.
You know,
First
these
question
good
on
people
the
are
Love
waiting.
Gurus podcast. People, if you've got questions, write into the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com, or even better, watch every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And do not
Need a
forget
hand,
to like and
gotcha.
subscribe. Like and subscribe. We are going to take our first question right now from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. My husband says that I've convinced myself that he is having or going to have an affair, and it doesn't matter what he says. 36 and my husband is 38. We've been married for 9 years and together 3 years before that. My mother lives near us and recently opened up her home to a young woman, Julia, who's 27, and her church, who just lost her house in a fire. Julia is staying with her until her new house is built. And it works out since Julia works part-time from home and my mom recently had surgery, and that limits her mobility. Julia is able to help my mom with certain chores around the house. My husband...
I think her mom set that fire to get a live-in maid on the cheap.
Oh, absolutely.
I smell treachery afoot.
One of the things that Julia has been helping...
Sounds like every podunk story I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know.
Well, my house burnt down,
Yeah.
and then I needed to get Julia in to help me with my walker.
Well,
This
like a
whole
good
thing-
Christian, she decided to stay in here and help me, Ma.
This sounds like
She sleeps out on the porch when it's hot.
it's like a B-side Toby Keith sound that's all acoustic.
It's just like going to a family reunion and listening to every relative I have.
One of the things that Julia has been helping my mom out with is taking my kids to the bus stop in the morning. The biggest issue is that my mom can't go up or down stairs, and so I leave for work earlier. The kids are old enough to get there by themselves, but Julia just helps them to get out the door by 8:10. I recently found out that Julia
so
and my
specific.
mother have been coming over early at 6:30 so that my husband and Julia could work out together. I was a little annoyed that my husband didn't say anything to me, but he says that it wasn't a big deal and they both do hit. It's not even it doesn't strike him as anything important to mention. Tonight when I came home, however, in our bedroom, I swore I smelled Julia's perfume.
I was hoping it was going to be something way more specific than that.
She wears a really distinct perfume. And I
Do pussy.
Badussy for men.
I especially smelled the perfume near our bed and the window. I asked my husband about it, and he got really annoyed. He was like, "What are you implying?
That she went out the window? That would be insane.
That I'm bringing her into the bedroom?" And he asked me why I had made up my mind that he was up to something, even though I didn't outright accuse him of anything. My question implied something, and it didn't matter what he was going to do or say. I had made up my mind that he was cheating or going to cheat. I was kind of taken aback by his reaction. It seems pretty strong with my question, but I don't know what I was implying. I guess I was just asking a
Yes,
question.
you do.
What do I do?
Well, first of all, he's definitely going to cheat because you are boring. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it
Okay.
kind of
I was about to sleep with anything
Yeah.
just to
She
feel something.
knows-
I'm barely on the side of the cheater, but it's one of those anti-hero films.
Yeah.
She knows exactly what she was implying, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think
And yeah, he's cheating. I mean, she's not wrong, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's cheating yet.
Yeah, so to give a quick synopsis, we've got Julia, whose house burned down, living with the mother, comes over early in the morning. Also, to clarify, the wife goes to work before these people, so she didn't know that she was coming over for the workout at 6:30 a.m. But anyway, so she finds this out, and she found that out before she smelled the perfume in the bedroom. So I don't know. I think it was kind of. I honestly think
Right.
that she was just testing the waters. And he clapped back and was like, "Oh, I guess I'm cheating, blah, blah, blah." And she, kind of like then had to walk it back and now is acting like this innocent person of like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I'm not like accusing you of anything."
Right.
Yeah, I say when you accuse, you go all in. You go hard.
Yeah.
There's no.
You say,
I
"Let
think
me
I
smell
might
your
smell
dick."
the. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let me smell that dick.
Let me
The clap
smell the
from the
dick.
classic Let Me Smell
And
Your
I want
Dick
to.
from Risque.
Yeah.
I want to sniff some coffee beans first. I need a fresh nasal palate.
But also, that being said, he's definitely cheating. Is everyone with me on this one?
I feel like it might be
Probably.
just a weird Monty Python happenstance that's going on here.
Really?
Because here's the
He's
deal.
cheating.
Up until the point of his reaction, and I'll walk you through it. First of all, it's her mother that's there, right? So
Correct.
there is somebody that's going to be
Oh,
on her side.
okay. I
watching
missed
out
that.
for
I
her.
thought it was his. I thought it was his
Oh,
mother.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
So
My
I'm,
bad.
I'm looking
Yeah.
out for that. Also, the fact that the perfume is not really a good indicator because somebody's bathroom could have been messed up. They could have used the other
Sure.
bathroom, and then there was no spray, so she used the perfume. That's all very reasonable. But given the fact that he reacted so vehemently against the like, oh, what do you what are you trying to imply or something like that? He's doing something, but I don't think it's cheating. He might be just pounding off, smelling the perfume.
Okay.
He could
It's
be a
easier.
creeper.
Yeah.
He's not a cheater. He's a creeper.
It's
yeah,
well,
he's
that's
a little bit. He's doing something a little bit
Yeah.
untoward.
I like that because
Yeah.
they do say that smell is the strongest scent associated to memory. But with the internet hasn't figured out how to do smell porn yet. So the tour guy,
It's coming though.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Next year on.
oh my God, is that my first grade teacher? Oh,
Yeah. and I'm going to know when my kid's been stealing my phone to watch porn. I mean, like, this thing smells like fucking. What have you been watching on here? What have you been doing?
I mean, I wish we had more facts about Julia because it sounds like.
Julia has to be at least somewhat attractive.
Right,
If
right.
she
But she
were-
also
yeah,
came to
yeah,
the
if she-
church, and her vagina belongs to the Lord.
But
so.
then that's like enduring.
The
you know,
church
it's like,
is only
no.
helping out because their house burned down from a meth fire from her
Oh,
boyfriend.
that's right.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah, sure.
That's
The,
true.
Yeah.
No,
Now
but
that
community outreach if you're hot.
she's assuming that's this other woman like is into him. It may be that just he's like, oh, you teach workout. Let me. You're
What
right.
if
Maybe.
plot twist,
Well,
she's banging the
Okay,
mother.
I would say it would be weird to me.
This is all just a ruse to
Yeah.
keep him.
But he should have said something about the
the
workout.
the workout thing to me is weird, and here's why: is because I just think it's very odd in most circumstances for males and females to work out together, and that is regardless.
It's pretty weird.
Have you
That's
ever done-
regardless of your sexual preference. It
Have you ever
doesn't.
done a hit?
What is a hit?
High intensity training, interval
Oh,
training.
I didn't
high
even know what
intensity
that
interval
was.
training.
Wow, I almost.
Oh, okay.
I watch. I like.
told on
Is
myself.
it-
I don't
it
like to
right?
work out like a man. I watch lady workout videos and I do them, from the
Yeah.
TV. They're
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Is it? But is
I
it?
especially
is it-
like the ones
oh,
when
squats and
when the
stuff,
other
okay.
lady comes in and yells at her for not doing it well enough. And those are the best.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
I think it's weird to exercise with someone of the opposite sex. Again, that's regardless of like your gender preference, unless it's running and like that, but only in like very specific circumstances. Just
Right.
because it's hard to find someone who like runs at your own pace, wants to run at the same time, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, if it's just you're just watching a TV workout, that seems
it
weird
seems
to me.
odd, and the fact
and
that
weird
he
that
didn't,
he hit it.
Yeah, he didn't mention that he was doing it either. She just kind of found out. Like
Yeah.
that would have been if for whatever reason I had some inclination to exercise with a woman who wasn't my wife ever. I would at least tell her. I'd be like, "Hey, me and Mindy, our schedules work out, and she does hit, and I does
But
hit,
wouldn't
and
you
we
also-
like it." So
Can I play devil's advocate for
yeah,
the guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe this lady is really overbearing. Maybe she comes down on him about every little thing.
yeah.
And he wanted to do the workout, but he figured if he said something to her, he would constantly hear about Julia.
I mean, it sounds
What's
about
going
right.
on?
I'm still hearing
And
this
he
woman in my
decided
head.
Not to. He was like, I can't. I just can't hear that
Yeah.
shit every day.
I
I
like
just
it.
want to get in shape.
I like it.
That's
But,
I mean,
but if he wants to get in shape, the number one sign that someone is cheating is they
Join
get in
Equinox.
shape.
Yeah.
They get
Yeah.
join Equinox. But no, they get in shape and they start working out. Like that guy that murdered his wife and kids in Colorado.
Right.
First sign was that he got super. He was kind of like a dud fuddy duddy guy, and then he got super ripped. Of course, he's gonna cheat.
That's why every
100%.
time my wife and I one of us starts to get in shape, the other tries to sabotage. We just start
yeah.
bringing home
that what
cake
my
and
girl's
pizza.
doing?
Comes
We're
home
like,
with your favorite pizza.
I've started sprinkling high fructose corn syrup in my wife's salads. I'm trying to just keep her down. You know what I mean? Clip them wings. Keep her from flying. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some comments I'm missing here. This is an old one. Joel on YouTube says, "I want a hypotenuse for Christmas." Tyler on YouTube says, "Well, my girlfriend is convinced I'll cheat. No big deal. The relationship's still going after almost 13 years. She can keep thinking I will cheat."
Yeah, you're at home with us right now, buddy. There's no chance.
Amy on YouTube, producer Amy says, "Herbie, she used the bathroom in their bedroom. He's cheating."
That sounds like it was
Maybe,
brought to you by
but-
Lowe's. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to get other sponsorship. It's like, and there are no
But
handprints in this
but
beautiful.
also, isn't their theme doing gets stuff done or something? Like
oh, Lowe's, you
Yep.
dirty sluts! You.
it is, yeah.
He cheated with me on a matching duvet.
It's where doers get stuff done.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Lowe's.
Doers.
I was conceived in a Lowe's storage room. That's weird. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's wild. Joel on YouTube says, I find it hard to work out. That's it. Amy
We got to
on-
get you a lady to work out with you.
That's
I find
right.
I always work out with ladies because I try harder.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was this,
I can see that.
You're saying like you would do this now even though you're in a relationship, or you would do this like
Oh.
as long as like your partner said it was okay?
First of all, my partner, let's just go on record and say my partner and I are maniacs. So it's like, don't use our thing by the
Right.
rest of the world. It's just like, oh, yeah.
You're like, this is not a cookie cutter that makes a cookie.
Yeah,
it
my-
actually just takes
Yeah.
all of the
My
dough and
partner's
throws
asking,
it out
like,
the
well,
window.
My partner is, well, is she hot? Well, why'd you bring her over here to work out? Like, come on,
Right.
stop being so selfish. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
my wife would be asking all of those questions, and she would be doing it with a broken beer bottle in her hand. Like it would be what? I would be interrogated. She would pretend that she'd be fine with it, but then I would take a sip off a drink. I would get sleepy. I would wake up tied to something, and it would turn into a fucking Saw movie. It would turn into a whole
Slowly
interrogation.
poison your food every night.
Yeah. She'd shoot me full of sodium pentothal, that truth-telling serum that the
Oh,
CIA
you know what
uses.
sodium
And then she-
pentothal is, but not a hypotenuse.
Yeah, that's what they use. Sodium
you
pentothal.
were cheating. Which
Yeah,
math
yeah.
teacher have you been talking to?
All right, I admit it. I'm a spy for the CIA. And what I do is I break the long end off of triangles and beat people with it when they give me the wrong answer. While
The
they're high on
perfect
sodium.
crime.
Yes.
They'll never dis-
There's like that part in the symphony where there's like the triangle guy that he's got a solo
Yeah.
and he always just has to go ding and Jake comes running in. Ah!
I'm sorry. It's like Pavlov's dog. That's how they train me.
No,
That's how Uncle Sam trained me.
We got to give you a post-hypnotic suggestion for that. Like, that would be
Yeah.
great. Every time you hear a triangle, you just attack somebody.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was an MK Ultra experimental guy. I'm sort of like a Manchurian candidate, but kind of shitty.
But
I'm like
all
a-
for symphonies.
Yeah, I'm like a Manchurian alderman or something. It's kind of like I do it, but then I stop, and I after a couple whacks, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I buy the guy a beer, It's a whole
Fifth
thing.
triangle guy we lost this year.
Like, I'm sorry.
There's not
it's the
that many of these
government's fault.
guys. We gotta stop letting him in.
I didn't even know there was LSD in this experiment. They just said it was the whole thing for this. I don't know.
No.
Law and Order Symphonic Band.
Dun dun.
Well, I think
Amy on YouTube, producer Amy says, listen, even if she knew about the workouts, I would still think they would be cheating.
I mean, you are watching him on a stream right now, so
Yeah.
you're kind of mistrusting. I already get it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a 10-minute delay on this. Yeah. It pars real quick and then hit the dump button after I run next door. It's right. I'm more clever than the guy in this question.
I mean, you did say it in the thing, so
yeah.
Ah, shit. Hit the dump button.
would have gotten away for it too if it wasn't for this.
My favorite
If it
part
wasn't
of it,
for me.
my
If it
favorite
wasn't for-
part of her thing was when she said the lady. I smelled it by the window. It's like
Yeah.
that's
Which-
bizarre.
What?
What a weird
which
detail.
also could sort of indicate that maybe it's wafting in, not out. But I don't think that she's that smart. Maybe she is that smart, but she's just too distrusting, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
she's just looking to pull the thread.
She might have it out for this girl because she's just insecure about her own thing. She should just ask the girl. The girl's not going to really tell her the truth, but if she's
Yeah.
looking that far into it, she might give her something one way or the other.
But unless
Also,
she's a
Listen,
straight
this woman's-
sociopath,
I
she'll
think-
be answering for
This
me,
woman's
you know?
helping your
So,
mother.
like,
Just let her get a piece. What's the problem?
yeah.
I didn't know how hard it is. You got to pay a lot for a health aid.
She got
okay?
she got her house burned down. Then she found a house with this old lady,
Yeah.
and she likes the old lady. Don't get her wrong, but she's like, I gotta upgrade my house. I gotta upgrade my roommates. So now she's just moving on up. I don't understand why we're trying to kill her American dream.
So it's a reasonable price for like a live-in maid. It's either $500 a week plus room and board or some dick. I mean, that's fair. That's a fair negotiation, I think.
Yeah.
Joel on YouTube says Jake knows about sodium pentothal because he was never afraid of a hypotenuse being used on him. Yeah, dude, hypotenuses can eat my dick, bro. That's right. That's right. I'm chock full of
I
sodium
smell a new
pentothal right now.
T-shirt. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
And I was fired from my math teaching position.
Hypotenuses can eat my dick. I love it.
I was an
need to have
algebra
that.
teacher for a day, but they'll talk about me forever.
Too edgy.
Why don't they have like a T-shirt that's like it says if you see the hypotenuse you're in trouble, like your dick is the hypotenuse, and like I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
that doesn't
Also,
work
would you
out.
want to warn women that they're in trouble if you were
That's
becoming
That's true.
That's like I totally feel
That's
that
what
there
I
are
always
people.
say.
I feel like there are people that would be in the club that's like, hey, I've got my I guess the tacking shirt. It's not that funny.
Who knows? If it's a mass shirt, they're like, oh, you're out at the club. The club's probably empty, and you're there with your mom. So
Yeah.
like, it's not super bad.
Yeah.
Plus, late at the club, they're going to be drunk. They're not going to know math stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my final advice for this question is, because again, we're addressing the wife who wrote in the question. So my advice is, yeah, he's probably cheating, but he's probably cheating because you kind of sound like a wet blanket. If he's not, again, you're only 36, so girl, that's all right. You just break this marriage off. It doesn't sound like you guys have kids. Oh no, you do have kids. Oh, it's okay. Just break it off. Do how Stella got her groove back sort of vibe, and just step on. If you think he's cheating, then just break up with him. Because also, if you can't get it out of your head, how are you gonna sleep at night? Like, he's not cheating. He's totally not cheating. You're gonna be thinking about that when you're heating up mac and cheese. So,
why does this mac and cheese smell like Kara?
that's my final advice. What about you guys?
I think he's doing emotional cheating, not physical cheating.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
I think the things that is going on
Which
with
is
him
worse,
is
as you know.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of worse because there's no receipt, but like it's there.
It's tougher to prove in court.
Yeah. But
Your
it's-
Honor, he really likes her.
But it's like he's looking. He might be fantasizing outside of it just because you were a gigantic pain in the ass. So
Yeah.
why not include yourself in things? Do the workout with him. If it's just a video, it's only going to take 10 to 15 minutes out of your day anyway. You're not even going to break a sweat. And then get to know the other person better. If you can't beat the fantasy, you might as well join the fantasy somehow. And if he's not sleeping with her, he could easily not sleep with you at the same time. Like, why not?
It's like a threesome, but a no-some.
So you're
yes,
saying
I
that
know. It's a negative threesome.
So you're
If
saying
we're doing math.
if I understand correctly, you're saying that she should record her own workout video of her doing the workout, and then somehow make it so that when they go down to do their workout, it's her.
That's also a great
I didn't
idea.
think about
she's
that.
the
That's a great
instructor.
prank. That's a great
Hi,
prank.
Yeah.
hi, Julia.
Yeah, I say take that video, find the video, and man, it's going to be digital, so you'd have to somehow get into the MP3.
We don't need to go through the logistics, Jake.
Yeah,
I know you're the
yeah.
tech person, but
We'll
just
leave that to the
imagine
tech
it happened. Imagine it
All right.
happened.
Lady, Google
This
me and then message me. I'll try to make it happen to where in the middle of her video, your face pops up on the lady going, and 1, and 2, and then it's your face going, I know what the fuck's going on, and then it just goes back to her face again.
Like
it'll
a
be
cigarette burn.
Yeah, it'll be like a Black Mirror episode, dude. It's gonna be wild. It's
Yeah.
gonna
And then
fucking
he's going
haunt
to
their dreams.
exclaim very loudly, I can't beat off to this. And then you're caught.
I think don't ask, don't tell. Just let it go.
Yeah?
You know, why would you want to know?
Yeah.
Just
I think
ignorance
so,
is
too.
bliss.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
enjoy
man.
the fact that he's getting in shape and
Yeah.
let it
Ignorance
be.
is bliss as long as you
Your
don't
summer
already
pictures are going to
suspect.
look so much better. Yeah. What about
That's
you,
true.
Jake? What's your final advice?
All right, my final advice is that first up, we got a question from, a comment from Joel on YouTube. He says he may not be cheating, but if she's nagging him about it all the time, he will be experienced talking here. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That said, I mean, she's definitely got a reason to be concerned, and the whole like I'm working out with this lady and not telling you, and like. It's definitely inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that some marriages aren't
Sir,
cool
that's
with that, but-
inappropriate. Worst
Yeah.
thing you can hear when you're cheating. Am I
It is
right?
in-
Up top.
What a
Am I
buzzkill.
being rude right now?
You're
Am I
not getting
being
a
rude?
hypotenuse off of
Sir,
that
that's inappropriate.
But no, my thing is with the smelling the perfume. Here's where I'm a little, because like I really do what you were saying earlier about smells being the most just sort of intimate and being tied to memories and emotional. I think that's very much true in many ways, and it's tied to taste and all that stuff. It's also the sense that we're not the strongest with as humans. You know what I mean? And so it can be manipulated, and it's open to just psychological, just distortion. So it could be a sort of you could be kind of projecting, like I think he's fucking
smelling
the
it
shit.
because
I
she
think he
believes
should be.
it anyway.
Yeah,
It could have been from anywhere. She could have
Yeah.
given her a hug when she came in and put the coat up or something like
Right.
that, and then you're catching it off the clothes
Yeah.
when he's not there.
right. Because a
There's
slight.
too much of a margin for error, I think, with just perfume smell.
Do you know how much
Or
perfume?
after they were done fucking, it smelled so much like sex that she walked around the room and sprayed her perfume just to kind of cover it up.
This will distract her.
And then they opened the window, so it was wafting out the
Yeah.
window.
I like the idea of her
Too much condom smell. Yeah.
she fucks another lady's husband and then
It was like, we got to get rid of this.
You know that worst condom smell where you like walk in, your roommate just been like fucking for hours. You're like, God damn it, I wanted to eat a sandwich. Lost my appetite.
it smells like rubber and bleach. This is disgusting. It's the same perfume as Linda wears. She always smells that way. That's her perfume.
She's also an au pair. Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of like this lady fucks other women's husbands, and then as they're walking out, she just sneaks up on them, and then just sprays all over their jacket with her perfume, just like I am a home wrecker, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because dude, do you know how strong the perfume would have to be to where like even if you're hugging her like whatever hours later. Like she's still smelling it on the dude.
Yeah, she still said that the woman's 27. It's like there's no way you'd be smelling perfume that strong on a 27-year-old. If she was 72, then 100%.
Have you guys never met an
Right, yeah.
Eastern European or? Just
It's
me?
true.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
some of them do.
yeah.
Yeah, some of them do.
I'm not putting
I do
every.
try to avoid them,
I'm
but-
not trying to put every Eastern European in, but I just saying there's this one woman. She's Eastern European that lives in my building, and I swear to God, when I get in the elevator with her, it's like.
But is she young though? That's usually an older woman type thing.
Yeah, she's probably like in her 50s.
Because every time I smell like an older woman with a perfume, it's like, Jesus,
Yeah.
how do you think you smell without it?
Right.
Oh, Lord, because it's like you got the whole thing on there.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of this old people smell.
No, I think what it
It's
is.
like you maced yourself with flowers. This is fucking crazy.
Okay. Anyway, I distracted you from your train of thought there about the perfume and having to spray it so that it would last so long.
So I don't really think anything is going on. I think it's kind of like Herbie saying he's kind of emotionally cheating. He's just wanting to spend a lot of time with her just for no reason. And so I say, if only you had a sort of a friend behind enemy lines. You know what I mean? Who could set up a sting operation. Oh, your mother. This is all happening in your mother's house. Have her set up baby cams and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Have your mother set up cameras, catch them, whatever. You get to spy on them while they're, your mother can kind of just do a little recon for you. And just, like, your mother will keep her mouth shut. Unless you were a terrible daughter, which you might have been. You're kind of getting that vibe. But ask your mother to kind of keep an eye on them. Just do something. Do you think anything weird's going on? Because it definitely is weird, like you were saying earlier, that men and women working out together, it doesn't really happen much, especially if one of you's married and like whatever. Again, with this guy not telling her about it first. So I say have the mother spy. If she is doing something, if this is like, hey, this is fucked up, then start taping them and be like, hey, man, I'll fucking take you to court. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll take the kids. I'll take the house. I'll take everything.
I think you gotta fuck her up. Just fuck her up. Right? Sounds like you live somewhere where you can just fuck her up and get away with it.
Yeah,
Yes,
awesome.
HIT is just an acronym. I say you do the working out where you actually learn to hit, like learn to box, and that way, if anything's going on, you can beat the shit out of her $1 million baby style.
But also just try to relax. You could probably use your mom's help if you weren't so annoying. She's probably not even she probably didn't even assist. She's probably just faking it to get away from you.
Oh, that's a good point. How much does the mom hate you that she's like, hey, there's a burn victim. I'm just going to have her help me.
Let her come in. No, we're fine.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got this burn victim. She's helping me, you know what I mean? Like clean the place and take care of myself.
And fuck my son-in-law.
Julia
random
sounds
package.
terrific, I gotta say.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the next question.
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you've got questions to write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Or even better, like and subscribe and then watch every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. We're going to take another one from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Boyfriend cheated on me last year, but recently... Wait, am I doing the right one? No, I'm not. Okay, no, okay. Sorry. Girlfriend is still being friends with someone who ruined our son's birth experience.
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm 27 and I'm 27 and my
Remember that.
girlfriend
That's why you can circumcise them, bro, with no like morphine or nothing.
I'm 27 and my girlfriend is 21. My son is 6 weeks old, and being a father has been great, but actually becoming a father was hell. It was all because of her best friend who's 22. My girlfriend has been best friends with her since middle school, so I understand the close bond, but this is someone who has been toxic time after time. Ever since I've been dating my girlfriend, she has not liked me. It only got worse when my girlfriend got pregnant, and 2 weeks before our son was born, I told my girlfriend how I felt about her best friend, and my girlfriend told her best friend. I didn't mind that she told her, but because I had valid points on what I was saying about the best friend. Literally 3 days before my son was born, her best friend accused me of cheating, all because I went to a club. Now, I didn't go clubbing as often as I used to, but this time I was not in the club to party. When I left the house, I told my girlfriend that I was going to the grocery store, and I did that, but I received a call from my friend that he had lost his wallet at the club, so I went to go help him look for it. I don't even know how she saw me there because I think I stayed for like 15 or 20 minutes. We ended up finding the wallet, and I went home. The next morning, my girlfriend woke me up showing me the text messages from her best friend with pictures of me at the club, claiming that I was kissing other girls, and I even left with one. Girlfriend goes into labor, and I was obviously her support, but you could tell that she was disgusted with me and that it was an awful feeling. Her friend even has the audacity to tell the nurses and the doctors that I cheated.
This friend is hilarious.
Although it was a beautiful experience, it was ruined due to someone's pettiness. About a week later, her friend admitted to lying and that my girlfriend dropped her. But now they're friends again. This is someone who has slandered my name time and time again. What do I do? So it's okay. The fact that the best friend admitted to him not cheating at the club is just bizarre to me because she fucking had him.
She had determination.
She had texts. She had pictures of him at the club, and he also has this fucking hokey story of I went to the grocery store, and then my friend, who's also an adult, can't go to a club and find your wallet on your own. What are you fucking talking about?
Very suspect.
That's
this
weird.
I don't believe him. I mean, the friend might have just backed off because they just had a kid together, and she was like, "I gotta let her be."
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
I feel like I know exactly what the hell's going on here. This friend needs some dick. Like that's the or whatever. I mean, like I won't. Far be it for me to yuck anybody else's yum. However, she's just bored. She has nothing else going on in her life. That is it. Like. If she had somebody else to have this energy with, she wouldn't care what's going on with her boyfriend.
Okay,
with this girl's boyfriend.
I do agree with you on, especially now after what Justin said. I agree with you on most situations. Yeah, like whenever there's a best friend stirring the pot, it's normally because that best friend is jealous in some way, shape, or form. Now, but however, in this situation where she had him, and then it's like, well, now they have this newborn baby together. Like, let me just play this out. I kind of think the best friend is like, yo, you got pregnant with this loser? God damn it. You know, it was kind of
right, but like what else is she gonna do? Like wait until she's 18.
But also
wait until the kid's 18 and be like, okay, well I told you so every year. I'm like, no, we've started the family.
But
like,
also again, but I guess then to your point, maybe she is just a terrible person. If you are going to bust up someone's relationship like that, the time to do it is month 1, okay? Like when there's still time.
That's true.
Month 1 of the pregnancy. Be like, we are what? God damn it, you don't want to be stuck with this. I saw him at the club. Like, have that evidence ready.
But how long ago did it happen before the kid being born? Was it was like, didn't she tell the friend immediately?
2 weeks.
2 weeks before the kid being born.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is weird because it is a weird excuse that, like, what the guy's saying, and it's him writing the question. So it would be weird if he's just flat out lying to us about this, because then it's like, hey, you just got caught cheating. Like we're strangers to you, so like, what the fuck? But
some people front load it just to make themselves seem innocent. Like all I was doing was taking a bus full of kids to Bible study, and then this horrible thing happened to me with this woman in this club. Like really?
I was asked to inspect the club for fentanyl, which is something I normally do.
I was checking under this lady's thong. I didn't find it, but you know, I was still doing my duty to society.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a weird, because like you said, she can't look for a wallet herself. Like this is. It's a weird thing to call somebody about, and unless
his other
the guy's friend.
He didn't tell us what gender that.
Who's also a guy.
That's very
also a guy.
true.
And also an
Wait,
adult. He made
okay.
sure to say that. He's also an adult.
Also a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also a male, also an adult.
Okay, so I missed it. I thought that he was back there looking for a wallet for a female,
No.
and that's who called him. So he was just there
Well,
looking for his friend wallet.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't. The gender of whoever lost his or her wallet doesn't even matter. His excuse was that friend called and was like, "I lost my wallet. Can you go
you
to a
come
club
help me
and
look
help
for it?"
me look
Yeah,
for it?" It's like, what the
still
fuck are you
weird.
talking about?
It's still weird. It's not as weird as what I thought was going on. My hypotenuse was all off, dude.
Yeah.
It was. I thought he was back there with a lady who he was helping find the wallet. But this is like okay. So yeah, I'm
Just
definitely
another dumb male friend.
You always run the risk if you're a friend of somebody in a relationship that you don't like the other person.
Yeah.
If you choose to say something,
right.
you might lose that friendship.
Yeah, you got to
That's
keep your
true.
mouth shut
It
because you
doesn't
could be gone.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even matter if they break up, and then your friend goes, "What did you think of them?"
You got to have
Even
more
in that
damning evidence.
situation, you got to be like,
Right.
I mean, I thought they were
Yeah.
fine.
Because then
you
it's
know,
the flip
what-
side.
Yeah,
Because then
if
it's
they
the
get
flip
back
side.
together.
If it was like, wait, you knew he was a piece of shit the whole time. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
You know,
And
are
then
we
you could be
friends?
like, oh, I was trying
Yeah.
to respect your relationship,
Right.
and blah, 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 that you're in
yeah.
there.
or
but
if they
it's
get back
like,
together,
why
you're the bad
even-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you gain nothing. You gain
Yeah.
nothing by trying to do that. You're risking everything. So for the most part, the best policy is to kind of stay out of shit, unless you are the friend of somebody who you see what clearly seems like cheating. That doesn't seem like that's what this is. Even if, to be fair, this is the guy writing the question, and I like to err against the people writing the question when in doubt, because for two reasons. A, this is Reddit, and these people are animals. B, like I like to point out every week, this is their source that's by, for, and about them. It's their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they inherited the entire country. So when they leave out details, I have to think that it's kind of convenient. And we didn't get a ton of what she said he was doing there. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get what was going on in the pictures. So there could have been some other stuff there.
Just
she
that
had,
he was at the club.
Look, I was
She
just
had pictures of
dancing. I was
him,
trying
yeah.
to get to the wallet spaces.
I was on that floor.
I was just in there trying to look at the wallets on the floor.
The lady in front of me was bending over looking for wallets. That was right over. I asked her to look for wallets. She
Here's
bent over in front of me.
the other
And
thing
we were
that
just
the
doesn't-
looking
DJ
for
very
wallets.
clearly asked everybody to put their hands up in the air.
Yeah.
I had to.
yeah.
The club was very helpful, except for your friend, Sheila. Honestly, she was the only one not helping.
But
She was
also,
taking
if
pictures
you
the whole
lose
time.
your wallet at a club, like, you go back for it when it's not club going time. I mean, like,
That's what
what?
I think happened. Is it? Or did they go back at regular club
But
hours?
that,
Regular
but
club
she,
hours,
the friend,
what it sounded
the
like.
friend,
Yeah.
the friend
Friend
was
is at
obviously
the club.
at the club.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
there's-
what are like? It's I don't assume it's like a lawn
It's like
bowling
a home
club.
thing. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
If the
You know.
by the way, if the friend did make it up, I love her scorched earth tactic. You know, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that she
Because
was
she's
just
not
like,
even thinking
I'm
four
getting
steps
rid of
ahead,
this
just
guy.
3.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, he's gone. I got
uh-huh.
yeah.
She's like, look, I don't have a ton of evidence, but what I do have, I will lawyer
I'm
the
saying through a
fuck out of.
megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will scream it to the midwife
But it
down
sounds like
there
she's also
watching
been
the baby
caught
come out.
before, like trying to derail this, and then
Yeah.
was already on the out, and they're friends again. I don't know. I mean, I can't call it because it sounds just goofy, like early 20s crap.
Oh, yeah, it is.
100%.
To which my advice is, hey, listen, you should let this go because life gets way harder than this. Like, way
Yeah.
Oh,
harder.
yeah.
Like by a
Yeah.
lot, more than a little bit by a bunch. So just ease
Yeah,
back.
maybe. I mean, that's a good point. You know, he's a new father. He has a very small child. He might just be overwhelmed. And then it's like he's,
Yeah.
you know, so this came up, and maybe it's not even as bad as he's writing out, but he's just like overwhelmed and like, oh, I have to take this frustration of being a new parent out on someone. I'm going to pick Tina, you know. So, but yeah,
It
I
would
mean,
be a Tina.
yeah.
Well, I got I get some comments on YouTube. Joel on YouTube says the girlfriend thinks it's hoes before bros. Damn, that's cold. He says sounds like the girlfriend and the friend are still in middle school. Producer Amy on YouTube says at Justin Amen. You can't tell them straight up if you hate them if they love them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's the
Yeah.
kind of thing to where if you are the friend who suspects that the boyfriend of your friend is cheating, you are now like a prosecuting attorney, or not a prosecuting. You are the DA's office, and you are gathering evidence on the mob. You know how like the whole first part of most mob movies is they're like, we got to get more evidence. Otherwise, we're going to charge them with shit, and they're going to skate because they're the mob. They can afford good lawyers. They can afford whoever, you know? So we have to get, like, ironclad proof that this is going on. That way we can get, like, murder charges and not, like, small, like, drug charges and shit, you know? This lady has small drug charges. She has half an 8-ball at best on you, sir. What she should have done is wait for a good murder charge, you know? She should have found out where you're working out with this lady and then taking photos of that. She didn't do that.
I don't know. My final advice is, listen, sir. Yeah, I just think, okay, like, they're best friends again. I think that she's eventually going to do something, but I think that if you go against your baby mama and start making ultimatums and like telling her who she can and cannot be friends with, that's a worse path to go down. Now, obviously, like, you know, you want to protect your kid and all that, and like, you could still do that. But don't be that person that's like, you can't be friends with Tina anymore. Like, she's got to come to that decision on her own.
I agree in spirit with what you said. In most of it, if what this man is saying is true, and he didn't cheat on this lady, but her friend is literally telling doctors as her child is being born, that to me is like, all right, that's crossing some fucking weird line that I can't let go.
At that point.
Yeah, like it's.
What is she doing in the hospital?
Yeah,
right.
No, it's only.
I imagine smoking a cigarette.
Why is
You
she
can't
in
tell
the
me.
room?
You can't tell me she's doing anything else except for weirdly smoking a cigarette in a hospital, which I know isn't allowed. But she's smoking a cigarette at the nurse's station and telling everyone who will talk to her, "Hey, you know that new baby? Father cheated."
Yeah, and the nurse is like, "Ma'am, you have to put that out in there. I'm only the second biggest piece of shit in here for doing this. Let me tell you about the piece of shit in there. Let me tell you what he did to there. Let me tell you what he did to the mother of his child. You know, and it's crazy. So yeah, I think she's definitely crossing some kind of fucking line to where she has turned this into it was a Cold War before she started launching nukes. Now you got to launch nukes back if you didn't cheat. But honestly, dude, I think you could kind of, because I think you did cheat, and I think you're lying to us. But here's the thing, buddy. Since you're the one writing the question, I think you can get away with it. You know, she brought her evidence against the mob too early. We're gonna beat this rap. We're gonna beat it.
The proof is on the state.
That's right. That's right. You are going to skate this like OJ. You're going to be doing fucking Twitter videos from the golf course, sir. If you listen to our advice, you keep your head down. The glove doesn't fit, buddy.
You're shut.
Getting away. You keep your mouth shut. You keep your mouth shut.
Your
you plead the fifth.
mouth.
You don't go too hard at her friend Tina. You just go, yeah, Tina's lying. I don't know, but I still like her though. I just think she needs dick and she needs help, you know? And you just fucking take the high road while you take the low road while she's at work, you know?
Yeah.
You can keep cheating and you can get away with it.
Okay. What other final advice do we have?
I got one for everybody there. For the guy that wrote in, introduce your badly forgetful friend to this girl. Honestly, you're taking care of two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
You could deal with her and have her get some distraction, and this dickhead will not have to call you to a club to help you find your wallet. So that takes care of itself.
Okay.
To the girl, don't make him choose because you just might lose. So that's an easy one for you to remember.
Sure.
And and to the girl that's causing all the problems, I have a brochure for you from a place called Everest College, and I think you should look up some classes, maybe upgrade your life, do something else with your time because you clearly have a lot of energy.
No.
Why don't you just go figure out something else to do? Then break up other happy people's relationships.
I think
hey, why don't you try babysitting?
Yeah. Professor Herbie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. The only thing I disagree with the professor on is hooking her up with the friend.
No, that's brilliant.
No, I mean,
that's 3D chess right there.
It's chess. It ain't checkers.
I'm telling you, you're sicking this lady on your friend. If he leaves, what was your
He's
wallet doing
expendable.
at the club? What was your wallet doing there? Why did you forget it? Is it with some hooer? Did you forget it because you were talking to the
making a
hooer?
triangle into
This
a
is
nice
an expendable
square.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah, that friend, you
You're
can.
getting rhombused
Dude,
out.
that's true. That friend is dumb as fuck. I guess, yeah, you're right, though. Yeah. This friend kind of sucks. He's kind of a dummy. He's the, you don't like to see the slow gazelle get eaten.
No.
But it has to happen.
Has to happen. It's just
so
the
the
nature.
rest of the herd
It's
can
the wild.
survive.
Yes.
My advice would be that all you have to do is just put up with this girl for a little while longer because eventually she's gonna disappear. You got a
Yeah.
kid now. This other woman, your girl has a kid. She can't hang out with her friend at the club.
Yeah.
She's gonna get
gotta
new
raise
friends.
that
By
She's gonna get new friends
Yeah.
who have kids. And this girl, you're never gonna see her after a couple more years. How many friends do you have from that time in your life when you were like 22, 23, still kicking around? Me? None.
Yeah, but
cut
yeah,
'em loose.
that's a good point. Yeah, once you get kids, it's like people. Yeah, your
Or they
single
cut me
friends.
loose.
Yeah,
They had kids first, and they cut me loose.
It's like, wait
And
a
now here
minute.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, great. I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the next Castillo.
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you've got questions to write them to loveguruspodcast at yahoo.com. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Do it. For right now, we are going to take another question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. My boyfriend cheated on me last year, but I recently found out that he lied about how severe it was. I'm 28.
You said it was only 2 holes, you piece of shit.
I'm 28. My partner is 29, and he cheated on me last February during a family holiday. He posted on me. He posed it to me that it had happened one night when he was blackout drunk, and just someone he casually met. I forgave him slowly but surely. The journey wasn't easy.
That's called the plea bargain.
And he didn't make it smooth either.
That laugh was way too deep for us. We're like, oh man, we've been through some shit.
Making me feel like I was wrong for taking so long to heal. Fast forward to where we're about to move in together. I hadn't felt restful about the situation for the first few months, so the thought of messaging the girl that he had cheated with came into my mind. I took the plunge and just asked her view of the events. As I suspected, it wasn't just a blacked out evening, but he spent a week. He continued for the whole week hanging out with her
Baby, it was a
romantically
bender.
and message her after the sex that it happened. Throughout the whole time, they were kissing and acting like a couple. There was even chat of it continuing after. It's a tricky situation as this happened retroactively, and since then he's been really trying to be nice and fix things, but I can't shake this feeling of betrayal. He was so quick to keep this from me despite ample opportunity to tell me. He also gaslit me during the healing process, making me feel crazy. But the problem is...
I mean, dude, that's the move, though. If you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do?
But the problem is we're about to move in together for this lease.
No.
And even now, even though we've already signed it, I don't know what to do.
Well,
Help!
Do you live in an expensive city? Because if you do, you got to save on the rent.
That's,
you got to do what you got to do.
But yeah, so anyway, so what happened was that the guy cheated, and he said, "Oh, okay, I cheated, but it was just I was blacked out, and it was one time." However, she then finds out
That she bought hook, line, and sinker. That's the dumbest. That's
Yeah.
the biggest
But the
lie.
thing is like, even here's where I'm like, this guy's kind of a fucking moron.
Oh, absolutely.
She
Like,
wanted to
dude.
believe that was true, though.
Yeah.
Once I mean, she did, but it's also like, dude, you're already caught. You're already going to get the maximum. But it's like you're lying about things that didn't matter that you're going to get charged with later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you kind of got off scot-free, and now all of a sudden, like you've
Yeah.
gone to another town, set up a new identity, and your dumbass wins a hamburger making contest and puts your face in the fucking paper.
well, but again,
It's-
you know,
I'm not even
but
feel
he's-
sorry for you.
But again, I think that because keep in mind, it was the person writing the question messaged the girl that he cheated with. So yeah,
So she didn't catch him.
No, that's what I'm saying. She took it upon herself to message the girl he cheated with, and she came back and was like, "What are you talking about? We spent the whole week together."
Oh, so the
Wow.
girl
So again-
blew up his spot.
Yep.
This guy was an idiot. So
Well,
if
he
he's
confessed
gonna
first, right?
Yeah, he did confess
Dude,
to it, but then you need to like
confessed
leave all
98%
traces.
of it. Like,
You need to
just
leave-
do the whole 2%.
He did an iceberg confession.
The fact
That's
that
ridiculous.
the fact that he confessed when he didn't have to. I mean,
Dude,
Well,
he's
but
he's
it's-
like a
That
guy.
was a distraction move. That
no,
was
but I'm just
flares.
saying, if you are going to confess, then you need to, like, if you are going to tell a lie, I guess even if it's confessing or
Right.
not, you need to then erase all ways to find out the truth. Like, and
Yeah.
that's normally how people
Or
die.
just play yourself
but
living. Just put it
I'm
all
just
out there.
saying,
You
yeah.
have to.
You might as well. And just, I mean, you can lie about like why you did it or if you're gonna do it again.
And my,
you
que-
know,
and my
shit like
question
that.
is,
Which
But-
is
who
always,
wanted to,
yes, you are.
Who wanted to move in? Was it the guy's decision to move in or the girls? That's very important.
It's not clarified. It just says we're
Sure.
about to move in together. So
Because if it's on the girls' thing, it's like, yo, you're not gonna have a restful night in that house because you're always going to be looking over
yeah.
your shoulder.
It's
and
rough.
because you feel like you have a legitimate claim to that because like, oh, we're in the same house. We shouldn't have secrets from each other. Why don't I just look through your drawers or why don't I just look through your like it's so
The relationship is over for sure.
the relationship,
absolutely.
yeah, totally
rough,
over.
man.
I think that, however this needs to happen, even if you've signed the lease, there's ways to get out of it or find someone to take over the lease. I just think that she just needs to definitely get out because, again, like
Don't let him take the best years of your life, sweetie.
Yeah.
You don't have many left
Yeah.
to find yourself a good man.
Once that, yeah, like, because like I agree with Herbie. Once like that cheating has happened and that trust is broken, it's like you're not gonna, and to such an extent that it was so easy for you to figure out what the truth was, and that he's just like a terrible liar. Like, yeah, I mean, this guy sounds like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Your relationship is over.
Joel on YouTube says it may have lasted a week, but one night was a blackout drunk. Yeah, that's the ticket. Amy on YouTube says cheating is like cockroaches. If you see one, you know there are more.
Yeah, stop fucking them cockroaches.
Yeah. He's into furries and all
Yeah,
kinds
but they're
of
so
stuff. this fucking
dirty.
guy.
So dirty. They'll do anything.
Joel on YouTube says, this is one of the problems with social media. I remember the good old days when you could cheat in another town and your partner couldn't track them down.
Oh, good old secret family fan.
Yeah.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
nice. I
Yeah.
only heard about that for like heavy in New York, where it's like people just won't take the train. Really?
Yeah,
And
uh-huh.
then you try to invite people to your place in Queens, and then they don't come over. You're like, oh, I see. I could have just totally had
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like these are the stops that I can't go to with my second family. It's just like, they run it into the first family. It's a whole thing. And shout out to the guys who still have secret families in 2023.
For
it's
real.
a thing. It's like, dude, you guys
Incredibly
should be
trusting
working
people.
for NASA. Like, that's
Look.
genius shit.
If you got a flip phone, I got a suspect.
Oh, for real, for real.
That guy.
You got a burner after
Yeah.
the wire's done? No, thank you.
You better be learning disabled as fuck, or there's a whole set of kids that nobody knows about but you.
Yeah. I feel like I've already given my final advice. What's your guys' final advice for this question?
Leave him.
Yeah, I think that's short. That's just what she needs to hear.
I mean, I guess leaving is good, but sticking around and making his life hell is better. I say start cheating on him, man. Look, you said you're stuck together for a whole lease. Just make it crazy. Just make it and
That's
and
fun.
just
Be the worst roommate.
yeah.
That's a
and-
fun idea.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, you're not gonna believe what happened last night. I blacked out drunk and I don't know what happened. You were gone for a week. What's in a week? Sorry, I'm bad with numbers. You know?
You can't
And
black out
just
drunk for a
fucking go
week. That's
nuts.
a fugue state. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
Just go nuts. Unless you are Keith Richards in 1972. You're not blacking out for a week. Like, it just doesn't happen.
I don't know. Matthew Perry said that he blacked out for
I'm
whole
reading
seasons
that book.
of
That's true.
Friends.
I'm reading
So,
that
but
book.
I
Dude.
don't know how. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's true. Why would you say that? I'm not.
I
Gonna
kind of want to
deny
read
his
that
truth.
book because I saw him in an interview and he said that he used to go to open houses and steal old people's medications.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, what were they going to say? Chandler came in here and stole my Oxy? Fuck off. Like, dude, that rocks.
I'll lend
That's
it
the
to you,
greatest
man.
thing.
I'm just starting to finish it.
Dude, I'd love to read it. Yeah. I mean, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
guy.
my final thing is pretty simple. If you like, yeah, he cheated on you and it's done, as far as you know. But if you're going to forgive him all the way. If
Yeah.
you're not going to forgive him, don't forgive him at all.
That's very true.
Because the rest of your life, you're just going to be trying to look over your shoulder with that stuff. Don't commit yourself to something you're not fully
I want you to
showing up
teach me
for.
about relationships.
Yeah.
You give-
that was more
you give
professorly
sage
advice.
advice.
That
What
was
you're
great.
saying does make a lot of sense,
Yeah.
but me in my heart of hearts was like, forgive completely? Are you crazy?
But that's also correct. But if you're not gonna forgive, if you're not gonna forgive him, then don't forgive him. Go do something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
that you have two options. You are either living with this guy and everything's cool, or you're living with this guy and you're miserable, you know, or you just have to leave.
Miserable
like,
instead of just make one miserable for a little bit of time.
Yeah, you can leave and go be happy. You can stay with him, forgive him, and be happy. But if you don't forgive him and you're living with him, it's gonna be fucking awful, and it's gonna come out in weird little ways. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna come home and you're gonna be like, did you pick up the clothes from the dry cleaning? And he's gonna be like, no. And he's gonna be like, just like the time you fucked that whore for a week, you know? Like it's just gonna fucking fly out at weird moments. Any little argument that should be a 1 or a 2 is just gonna be a 10. Because that is sitting in the fucking in your psyche on the back burner, and your subconscious is just screaming, he's a dude whore, he's a dude whore, I hate him. And that's what's gonna be going on every single time you see him.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question. Let's do the last question, lightning round.
Absolutely.
Style.
Last question, people. We are taking your questions. If you want to write them to us at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, ask them live on YouTube every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take our last question lightning round style. We're going to read it, and we are going to just give a quick answer after the question. So we're going to do that right now. Last question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Last question. My boyfriend doesn't want me to display my collectibles. I'm 23. My boyfriend and I are both 23. I collect horse figures. Have been since I was a child. Maybe around 70. Some of them are repeats, so I only have 26 that I would actually show in our house. My great-grandma also displayed horse figures, and it's always something I've wanted to do. Now that my boyfriend and I are moving in together, he doesn't want me to display them everywhere. My collection is over $300, and I don't just want them sitting in a box. I asked about displaying them in our room, and he said no to that as well. He said that they creep him out. However, he wants to display his Funko Pops and anime stuff and gaming decor.
Oh, fuck.
We'd gotten into a fight about me having my own space before, and he got upset, saying that there's no need for me to have my space because we're living together now. How do I deal? Just don't move in with anyone when you're 23. I mean, are you
this is
fucking
easy.
crazy?
I definitely messed that up twice.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Go ahead, Justin. Yeah.
It's not his choice, sweetie.
Yeah.
You get to choose whatever happens in there. That's the rule. That's the rules of society. I didn't make them up. You think I get to put my shit up in my house? He doesn't either. You get to put whatever you want up.
Yeah, I think that it's if you that's part of living with someone is figuring out, okay, what are we gonna, I mean, and it doesn't even have to be like, you know, horse figurines. It's the couch. Where are we gonna put the couch? What couch are we gonna have? It's figuring out how you can set up the space so that you can both stomach it. You know, it's and so if you're gonna do that, just put your case up. And then each little horse figurine that you have has a price tag. And then if it goes missing or broken, well, guess who now has a tab? It's your boyfriend. So he'll clearly owe you $300 within at least a week.
$300.
$300 is a lot. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Yeah, I would probably cry. Anyway, but that's my final advice. Yeah, Herbie?
All right. If you got a basement together, this is pretty simple. Spend some cash and make her a display case. That way it's to a specific spot where all of her stuff is not within your mixed stuff. Or even better, make both of you a display case, have it on either side of your basement, and put over your basement door, am I going to be bored or murdered? And let people decide. I was just going to say,
this sounds like the beginning of a horror film.
Because it's not like you're setting the world on fire with Funko Pops and whatever the hell else you're doing. And by the way, you don't have to worry about him getting too mad, because if he's collecting Funkos, you could take them. But like, it's like, yeah, just set it up for both of you all. You both like stupid, nerdy things that is very niche. Are very niche. So both have your time with it. And here's what you do: get him a Funko Pop of one of your goofy horse figurines.
Yes.
Cross pollination.
I don't even know what a Funko Pop is.
It's like
I was
they're like
just
a,
big
it's like a
with the
bobble.
dots.
It's like a bobblehead essentially.
Bobblehead?
Yeah.
Like a bobblehead? I used to kind of have some bobbleheads. I like bobbleheads, but they were proper old school bobbleheads. One
You
that
get from a
bobbled.
baseball game.
Yeah, you get from a baseball game.
Yeah.
So it's like a drawing of them. They just got a big like they're drawings? These Funko Pops?
No, they're figures.
No, it's,
Okay.
yeah, it's just like a different kind of bobblehead, essentially.
Okay.
They're essentially doing the same thing, but one of them is crystal and horsies and stuff like that, and
They
the
have,
other
like,
one
Star
is pop
Wars
culture
ones.
figures
Yeah,
with
it
big heads.
really is the same thing. I was just thinking, like, they kind of seem like they're made for each other. And I was thinking initially, early in the question, I'm like, normally collecting shit at a young age is kind of like a dude thing, you know? And then it turns out she's hooking up with one of those dudes. So I'm like, but it's so much of the same thing that they're sort of like those beta fish, to where they're in the pet store in their own little thing, because they're like, if we put them in the same tank, they'll kill each other, you know? and that's what's going on here, is it's two beta fish going, Funko Pop, no horsies, fuck off, you know?
Maybe
and they're chewing each other to pieces.
Maybe his grandpa collected Funko Pops. We don't know.
That's true. This Funko Pop got my granddaddy through the wall.
Yeah.
Both of you
Made
should
it.
give up your stuff and sell it for Pogs, and both of you go headlong into Pogs together.
Yes.
My granddad stole this pog off of Dead Jerry.
My
Started
granddad,
the
he
collection.
carried this pog in his ass for 3 years.
I held this uncomfortable Alf Pog up my ass for 3 years. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I guess just look, you unfortunately, and this is gonna sound shitty, and I don't like enforcing traditional gender roles. But before I do that, we got some comments here. Joel on YouTube says, "Oh, horses, disregard that previous comment." Oh, his comment was discreetly turning through my flip phone. I think that he was talking about the cheating one. Amy on YouTube, producer Amy says, "You should still be living with your parents at 23. This 23-year-old is a runaway." Tyler on YouTube says she can display her stuff. He can't display his stuff. Relationships are about compromise. If they can't even do that, just break up, because you'll have no relationship. Joel on YouTube says Tyler is right. It's all about compromise. My wife wanted a china cabinet. We have one. Dishes on one side, Batman collectibles on the other.
Nice.
He says she's not allowed to touch my 1966 Batman glass either.
Wow. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. See,
You also just break up
compromise.
because you should make another one of you guys. Like, what's happening over there?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. You're fine.
That kid is going to be the most autistic fucking child on the planet. He's going to end up owning Twitter one day, that kid of yours. It's going to be crazy. Unfortunately, dude, and maybe this is coming from a guy who never was really that super into collectibles, especially once I got a little older and once I sold most of my stuff / gave it away and moved to a city where there's no space. I just didn't give a shit about anything. And my wife likes to just kind of have pictures of whatever, family stuff, whatever. I don't get to choose that. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to have the house decorated when we first moved in together the way I wanted. I had a bunch of pictures of old obscure bands she knows nothing about, of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Rest in peace, David Crosby. He died today. She took his poster down. And yeah.
He died today?
He died today.
Yeah,
David
died.
Crosby's
Oh my
dead.
God.
David Crosby dead. Yeah.
Damn.
What
I did not know that.
ships on the water, very free. He's gone, man.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, he was only 81. He still had so much to give the world.
I mean, he was on drugs a long
Yeah.
time.
I thought he
Pickle.
would at least make it to 195. The fact that he went this early is a shock to me.
Peace to David Crosby and all
Yeah.
the long mustachioed people out there.
Yeah. Next to Yosemite Sam, he's got the second longest mustache.
And Wilford Brimley.
It's his mustache outlived him, man. That thing's still going.
Yeah.
It's still going. It jumped off him like that fucking thing in the Addams Family. It's running around right now, still making music. Don't call it a comeback. Yeah, the mustache is still going. But yeah, unfortunately, the older you get, the more women are going to have to say over the decorations, dude. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. And hopefully, once you get older, you're going to stop wanting to decorate the place in anime, because you know what? If you're doing this shit at 23, little nerdy, fine. You know what women call 33-year-old men with anime collections in their fucking house? Incels and killers. That's right. You look like you're going to shoot up a fucking Walmart tomorrow if you have that shit in your apartment at 33. So she's doing you a favor as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we answered that question. I think we answered all of the questions.
Absolutely.
Super good.
Thank you
yeah.
so much to everybody who is listening. This has been a great episode. Thank you to everybody who watched live and commented on YouTube. Thank you to Tyler and Joel and Amy. And thank you to both of our guests, most of all. Thank you to Justin. Thank you to Herbie. Until next week, like and subscribe. We're live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Later.